You're listening to Purdue's #1 sports talk radio show, Sports Night on WCCR, Extreme College Radio.
Sweep to the right-hand side, into the 15, breaks to the outside, off the block, goes to the 10, to the 5, and he scoots into the end zone with a touchdown.
Moore has it, head to Johnson, Hill, play action pass, he rolls straight back, they've got a man wide open, it's Ross, he's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Boilermakers! Corner, Smith shoots another three. Bullseye! It's intercepted. Ricardo Allen, they score. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. One man to beat is Robinson. Robinson can't get him. He's at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ricardo Allen.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Mike Tainer.
And I'm Steve Pedraza. Happy Thanksgiving week to all. It's a great time of the year, especially for people who love turkey.
Like to eat a lot. Stuffing, mashed potatoes,
sweet potatoes.
Whatever, gravy on everything.
Corn pudding.
Buns.
Apple pie, pumpkin pie,
whatever kind of pie you like, you got it. And silk if you like to go to a baker's square.
Any kind of sweet out there that that grandparents make or anything like that.
Exactly.
I hear you're going to Florida.
Yeah, I'm hitting up Florida. I haven't had a vacation in forever, and my family wants to go, so hey, we're going.
All right, that's cool. Well, enjoy the warm weather down there.
Yeah, you don't get the autumn leaves in Florida.
You get the palm trees.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, we got a fantastic show lined up for you guys tonight. We're going to let you know what's happening in Purdue Athletics. We'll break down and analyze the Purdue football game versus Iowa and preview the next game versus Indiana in the old Olkin Bucket game. Mike and I will look at Week 11 in the NFL in our segment, The Red Zone. Finally, we'll go through some sports news in Headline Crossfire. Mike, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. All right, let's start off with Back in Black. This past week in Boilermaker Athletics.
The number 8 Purdue women's volleyball team had 2 matches over the past week. On Friday, the team went up to Columbus, Ohio to take on number 25 Ohio State. The ladies swept the Buckeyes 3-0 to win their 10th straight match. Junior Ariel Turner paced the offense with 17 kills while adding 11 digs and 3 blocks, including 2 solo stuffs. Senior Tiffany Fisher and freshman Val Nickel each added 7 kills as Purdue out-hit Ohio State 28% to 18%. On Saturday, the boys traveled to Happy Valley to take on Penn State, but fell to the Nittany Lions 3-1. The number 8 Purdue women's volleyball team has only 2 games left in the regular season. The team takes on Indiana on Wednesday and finishes the season on Friday in Madison against Wisconsin.
The Purdue wrestling team had an outstanding showing in its home opener at Holloway Gymnasium on Friday night, posting a 37-6 dual victory over the visiting University of Indianapolis. The Boilermakers took 8 of 10 matches on the evening to even their dual mark at 1-1, while the Greyhounds fell to 0-1 this season. The wrestling team takes the mat again on Saturday in Troy, New York, against the Northeast Duels. The
number 16 Purdue women's basketball team played 2 games over the past week. Last Thursday, the ladies took on Bowling Green and escaped with the W, defeating the Falcons 54-53. Brittany Rayburn had 18 points and 6 rebounds to pace the Boilermakers, while Courtney Moses finished with 13 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Then on Sunday, the team took on Tennessee Martin and defeated the Skyhawks 65-39. The number 16 Purdue women's basketball team plays again on Thursday in the Cancun Challenge in Cancun, Mexico.
The Purdue men's basketball team took part in this past week in the 5-hour Energy Puerto Rico tip-off. Last Thursday, the team defeated Iona 91-90. Lewis Jackson scored 17 points, and Ryan Smith had 15 on 5 of 6 shooting from the three-point range. Then on Friday, the Boilermakers took on Temple and defeated the Owls 85-77. Lewis Jackson scored 26 points, while Robbie Hummel added 20. On Sunday, the team played in the championship game versus number 15th ranked Alabama and fell to the Crimson Tide 65-56. Robbie Hummel led Purdue with 17 points, and Kelsey Barlow added 11. So overall, how is your outlook on? I think we're 4-1 right now.
Yep.
Five games into the season. What is your outlook so far?
From the weekend, the Puerto Rico Challenge, a lot of good things we saw from the Boilermakers. A lot of negative, a lot of bad things from the Boilermakers. But all in all, I've been a little harsh on Purdue. And granted, we're only 5 games into the season. But, I mean, they're just making, the team just isn't really, I think, playing up to potential. I mean, granted, maybe the skill level is not there. I know right now we definitely are missing a big man. I know we said this at the beginning of the season. We're not going to place Jawan Johnson. No way. Not with the talent we have on this team. But we can manage, with our big guys to somehow, dish the ball and maybe feed, spread the ball around to, add up to the amount of points Jawan Johnson scored. And I've yet to see that from the Boilermakers. Granted, Travis Carroll and Sonny Marchuch have been playing, I think, better than I expected from the beginning of the season, previewing the season beforehand. I think they played exceptionally well. Travis Carroll, I think, could be a little bit stronger going up to the basket. I know a couple times over the course of the 3 games in Puerto Rico, he just tried to go up and he just got denied. He's missing that upper body strength. It's something that you got to work in the weight room, and it's something that's going to come over time while playing games. I just feel like he just needs to go up, take control, take the ball, and just put it in the basket. Sandy, I love what he's been doing with Ryan Smith. A lot of pick and pops with him. You saw that a lot over the weekend, and it works sometimes, but against Alabama with who is a great defensive team, that pick and pop wasn't there the whole weekend. What do you think, Mike?
There are some tough things that Purdue's going to have to pick up if they plan on having a decent season. For one, they have to be better at rebounding. They're ranked 181st in the nation in rebounding. That's atrocious. They have to establish, a half of an inside game, any kind of an inside game. Mm-hmm. One play a game of an inside game is better than what they're doing right now. There's absolutely no physicality on this team, and I think that's really, really going to hurt Purdue once we start Big Ten play on December 28th. I think it's the first game against Iowa, at Iowa. So granted, they can get a good record to start off just because of the fact that our out-of-conference schedule's pretty easy, except for Xavier. That's for sure probably going to be a loss. I'm pretty confident on that. So, I mean, Purdue can start off with a good record, but later on in the season, they've got to be able to rebound, bottom line. And I don't think there's any excuse. I don't care how not physical you are. Rebounding is all about fundamentals, and Charles Barkley has explained that plenty of times. The guy was 6'7", and he out-rebounded like 7-footers. It's all about positioning yourself. It's not about being taller. It doesn't matter. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that Purdue needs to improve on. Granted, they're 4-1. It's not like, we're guaranteed to be terrible this season. But to compete in the Big Ten, these things need to be improved on, or else I guarantee you we're not going to be that good in the Big Ten.
I was kind of harsh on Twitter last night, saying that, this team is just not good. The team isn't, it's not a good team. It's an average team.
Well, when you look at the talent level on this team, how many players are starters on good teams in the nation?
On Ohio State, Wisconsin,
yeah, exactly. Ryan Smith is not a starter. Lewis Jackson, I
think you could put him at the one
for sure.
As a point guard.
Yeah,
great defensive player. We all know that, underrated.
Right. Travis Carroll's not a starter. Sandy Marchuch not a starter. Kelsey Barlow, he has shades of looking really good, but then he also has his times where he just looks atrocious.
Turnovers.
Turnovers are terrible.
Turnovers.
So, really, there's only 2 legitimate starters on this team, in my opinion.
Right.
Complete basketball players. Like I said, Kelsey Barlow, when he plays good, he's good. Yeah. But it's too... He's like the Rex Grossman of college basketball, at least of playing.
Right.
He has great games, and he has games where it's like, Kelsey Barlow, what are you doing? Right. So,
And a lot of times during, I know we're only 5 games into the season. I know, people are probably saying, why are you panicking? I'm not panicking. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing in the first 5 games. And what I'm seeing in the first 5 games is our offense, taking the shot clock down to 5 seconds left, and then just throwing up an errant shot.
Right.
I think I've seen the most errant shots this season than I've seen, in the past 3 seasons as a Purdue student.
Yeah.
I mean, you got A.J. Johnson a couple times just threw up errant balls. DJ Bird has been kind of, I know he had that, I think, 17-point game against Northern Illinois.
Right.
But lately he's just been shooting the ball too hard. He's overshooting. He's almost missing the basket completely, hitting the opposite side of the backboard away from him. He's been too strong, shooting. And then you got Tyrone Johnson trying to do floaters. They were all short. I mean, a lot of these shots were just errant shots that, teams are just Russ Lewis Jackson, would take the ball with 5 seconds left and then try to do a jumper over a 6'2" guy and be short.
Here's my thing. Coach Painter's playing the same offense that he had when he had Juwan Johnson here, who commands double teams.
Yeah.
So guys are naturally going to be free because Johnson's getting double teamed. Someone on the court.
There's no threat out there.
Exactly. There's not. So they're just playing perimeter defense. We have no inside game, and that's why you're seeing all those errant shots. That's why you're seeing half our shots being threes, because we cannot get the ball inside. We literally cannot. And Purdue fans that are completely blind to that, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're seeing. Good for you for what you're seeing. But quite honestly, this team has no inside game. Terrible rebounding team. I don't know how you expect this team to be good in the Big Ten. I really don't. And I'm not going to put it behind them because there are some, especially at Mackey, that's going to help.
Yeah.
When Big Ten play starts, this arena gets
sure.
packed. But to think that this team is a good team as of right now, wait until the competition level rises. Right. We're playing teams that we should beat.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
We're going to see later on, I believe, December 7th or 17th, we go to Xavier. Hostile environment. I believe they're number 15.
That's December 3rd.
December 3rd, sorry.
I got the schedule right in front of me here.
Did they move up in the rankings today?
They are, they are number 12.
12, so they were, I think, 14 or 15 last week. So now they're up to 12. It's going to be a hostile environment. We'll see how the Boilermakers come to that game. So, I know Painter's a great coach, and I know he's gonna make changes with these guys. He's gonna practice hard with them. We know that for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's just that in game scenarios, will these players take what they learned in practice and put it into real game?
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, our leading rebounder is Robbie Hummel, who gets 5 per game. I mean, come on. We'll see.
In defense, defense is always going to be there for Purdue.
Yeah,
always going to be there.
That's
Painter
what Coach Painter
number one.
It.
It's number one on his list. Defense is going to be there. I wouldn't mind seeing him, start focusing more on offense. I know we like to run the pick and pop, but what about the pick and rolls? Those have been there, I think, a couple times, even in the Alabama game.
Yeah, well, pick and rolls are a fantastic way to start an inside game. When you don't have a natural post-up player who can take the ball and, do pick and rolls are one of the greatest ways to start an inside game because chances are, especially if you execute good pick and rolls, you're either going to get a layup or a good shot inside or you're going to get fouled.
Man.
It's a great way to...
I would love to see Matt Painter try the pick and roll with Ty Lawson, or Jacob Lawson.
Jacob Lawson, yeah.
Ty Lawson.
That would be nice if we had Ty Lawson on this team.
But Jacob Lawson.
Yeah.
Something like that. A guy who has great vertical.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing a lot of mids.
He has. And, maybe he'll shift himself into the starting role later on this season. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, Boilermakers take on Western Michigan this Wednesday in Mackey Arena, a team that they could have played in the Puerto Rico Challenge. I know they didn't really do well up there in Puerto Rico. I think they lost, they were last last place out of the 8 teams there.
Right.
So it should be interesting to see, home cooking. Again, like we say, I'm hoping Painter just comes back, basic fundamentals for this game.
Yeah.
I don't see Western Michigan as a threat. So hopefully to get all these guys some good playing time and get back in the W column.
Oh yeah.
Against right before Thanksgiving against Western Michigan.
Absolutely.
Moving on, the Purdue football team took on Iowa on Saturday and fell to the Hawkeyes 31-21. Looking at the stat sheet, Purdue total offense had 282 yards. Individual stats in rushing, Ralph Bolden led the team with 14 carries for 71 yards and